Like many others, the effects of COVID-19 had broken me. The global supply chain issues made work unbearable. Every day, we received a tally of the lives lost, and life as I knew it was depressing. I reached out to Hitch and told him I needed a ride that would help me rise above the challenges of the time and provide a new perspective of what this world had to offer. It was at that moment that we decided to elevate our lives and take a journey into the mountains. So here we are in Brigham City, Utah. There's Hitch working on his bike. There's the bike everybody likes. Dirty, but everybody likes it. Anyways, we're headed to Logan Canyon and then up to the Tetons. Should be a great day. Riding through Logan Canyon was a great way to begin our journey. Gliding through grass meadows, tall pines, and deep canyons was like a spiritual experience. It brought a calmness, allowing me to contemplate and think deeply. I took an inventory of my recent life events and realized things needed to change. Some of my greatest self-reflection takes place on two wheels and has become my catalyst for personal growth. When I was a teenager, my neighbor, who is still a good friend to this day, would always tell me about his trips fishing the Snake River. I'm sure some of Jerem's fishing stories were just that, stories. But every time I would hear them, I always wanted to see this Snake River he talked about. I've seen it a few times now, and I'm wondering, maybe he did catch a 2-foot, 6-pound rainbow trout in that river. It's definitely big enough and wild enough to have fish that size. After a short stop in Afton, Wyoming, we continued our ride and ran into some road construction. Now, I work in construction, so you'll never hear me complain about construction. But the thought did come to me that our lives are just like this road. We had a plan and a path for our lives. It was grand and beautiful. As we traveled through life, we had our ups and downs, and now we are showing signs of wear and tear. We start thinking our lives will never be as grand and beautiful as we had imagined only a few years ago. Sometimes, as we look at our lives, we realize that like this road, our lives need reconstruction. Like the reconstruction on this road, we are simply repairing the rough spots, adjusting the dangerous curves, and aligning our current path with our desired destination. Like this road, our lives will not be repaired overnight. However, as we work on ourselves daily, over time, we will find success and reach our destination. Want to make sure we documented this one incident. John spilled his freaking iced tea all over the table, thought it ruined the camera. But we got some cowboy nachos, chicken on the way. What else could you ask for? Addicts, if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know I'm always looking for that road less traveled. This is not my idea of a motorcycle road. Just so you know, if you're ever visiting Grand Teton National Park, the southwest entrance, which would be by Teton Village, is not paved. Don't make the same mistake we did. Teton Village Way?
No, don't do that.
We
did. Started, we turned around because our map said it was paved, but
no, it's not.
yeah, we found out. We went about a quarter mile on it, the dirt went out.
Oh yeah, no. You're gonna head out. I'll give you directions.
Where's the back where you're gonna come out then, right?
Yeah, it's mapped to it. We just thought our map showed it's paved.
So we were gonna go up that way and come down the back, and come down the other way back down.
No, you don't want to do that. If something happens, you're messing around.
Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't still a quarter mile. We were gonna take the mile and get back.
After a quick stop at the Harley-Davidson shop of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, we were off to see our first major tourist attraction, the Grand Tetons of Wyoming. Hitch and I had a great time riding around Grand Teton National Park, and as I took a moment to take in the beauty of the mountains, I couldn't stop smiling. There is something peaceful and inspiring about these majestic peaks. I now understand why these are some of the most photographed mountains in the entire world. quickly approached Idaho Falls and the end of riding for the day. I couldn't think of a better way to begin our journey. Day 1 was in the books, and while I was excited about the rest of our ride, I wondered if this could be outdone. Had I seen the best our journey had to offer on the first day? After a long and sleepless night, Hitch and I were back on the road. One of my responsibilities is to book the hotels, and apparently Idaho Falls turns into New York City in the middle of July. Now Hitch will tell you he slept like a baby, but trust me, he didn't. We have this unwritten rule that we do not sleep in motels. Unfortunately, last night we did, and we're feeling it today.
The water run, the river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by.
This was the first time Hitch had been to the state of Idaho. I was looking forward to seeing his reaction to its beautiful countryside. When I was last in Idaho, specifically in this area, it was green and beautiful. While it still has its beauty, you can see that the drought conditions are taking a toll on the landscape. With just a little rain here and there, this landscape will become a lush and green meadow. If we fail to take the time to do the things we love in life, to have fun with our loved ones, and find time for adventure, our lives become like this dry and withered landscape. We all have jobs, we all have responsibilities, and we all have challenges in life. But sprinkling in a walk to the park, dinner with a friend, or that trip you always wanted to take is to our lives like rain is to this dry landscape. These activities bring joy and happiness to our lives, and I believe that God intended for us to have joy.
When you're gone, 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 the river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're, the river's gonna cry when you're, the river's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. Went for a walk with the stars last night. Did not believe that I would end up right. Lucky endings were not something for me.
Hitch and I stayed in Hamilton, Montana last night, and somehow I found a way to find a hotel that was worse than the one we had the night before. I'm batting 0 so far on this trip. This is no joke. My door had been kicked in so many times I could barely shut it. I ended up putting a chair and table in front of the door just so I could feel somewhat safe during the night. That being said, I guess that's what makes these trips so much fun. You really never know what's going to happen, and you just got to learn to roll with it.
Into the fire, you're picking me up when I'm down on the ground. Whenever I'm low, you are lifting me higher. And when I am lost, you make sure that I'm found. Out of the cold, into
Addicts, as you can see, we are riding through some beautiful country. As we continued our ride, we started to see this haze in front of us. At first glance, you may think it's just the morning mist or maybe some morning fog, but it's not. It's actually smoke from fires that are raging in the area. We happened to be riding through this area while Idaho was experiencing their worst forest fires in 50 years. Wanted to give a quick shout out to all those hotshot crews out there that we ran into. They were working in some rough conditions, doing all they could to contain these fires. The highway we've been riding all morning long is Highway 12 in Idaho. I have a coworker and friend that is from Idaho and has told me for years that this is the best ride in all of America. So it's been on my bucket list for quite some time. I finally made time for the ride, and honestly, it did not disappoint. One of the most beautiful rides I have seen in a long time. Those of you who have watched the videos in my series Backyard Rides will know that I'm pretty much a history nerd. I love hearing the stories about America, how we came to be, and really the stories about how America was built. It's kind of crazy to think that as I'm riding these roads, more than 200 years ago was the start of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Just thinking about the fact that they traveled some of these same pathways in their efforts to find a waterway passage from the Midwest to the Pacific Ocean. I can only imagine the amount of courage and sense of adventure that was required to take on such a crazy task. What's up, Iron Horse Addicts? It's Boss Hog here. Just want to take a break from our ride and take a few minutes to maybe chat about what we've seen today. I got a quick internet challenge for you guys if you want to do it. What does the Nez Perce Trail, the Lewis and Clark Trail, and the Northwest Passage Scenic Byway all have in common? You guessed it. It's all part of US Route 12 here, and it runs from basically Missoula, Montana, all the way to Lewiston, Idaho. And honestly, it traverses some of the most, I'd say, rugged and diverse landscapes that I have seen in my entire life. And it's crazy to think that the Native American people, specifically the Nez Perce tribes, and also Lewis and Clark and the people that joined him, that they were able to make this trip really with mediocre at best tools. Some ships, canoes and whatnot, and some mules, maybe some horses. But it's crazy to think, we've just spent the last hour and a half to 2 hours riding through this beautiful country. And we're actually sitting right here in what is called the Heart of the Monster. It's a sacred site for the Nez Perce people, and just thought it'd be a great time to take a moment and talk specifically to you guys on camera and show you some of the surroundings. If you just look around you, you can see how dense the forest is, and to think that people walked through this, traveled through it, and found a way to get from, I guess, the Montana plains over to the Idaho plains. If you just walk through here, you're going to come through a big old prairie. And this is where we find what is called the Heart of the Monster.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go.
Addicts, last night we stayed in Spokane Valley, Washington in a Hampton Inn. And I finally got in the win column as it relates to hotels. Hitch and I have had a great time on this trip so far and seen some beautiful country. Last night, Hitch decided to order some chicken wings. One of them was raw. He kept eating it. So let's say we're just a little bit concerned he may not be healthy today. That being said, we had no idea what events would unfold today and how it could change the path and the direction of our ride.
I'm gonna quit my job, never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud.
Our adventure today takes us through the panhandle of Idaho, east to Montana, and into Glacier National Park, where Hitch will experience for the first time the Going to the Sun Road. I've been on it before, it's a beautiful ride, and we hope you enjoy it. Caught that crap on video.
Did you?
Oh yeah, dude, that's running. This is still running.
Did it hit you?
It hit my leg.
She did a good job of dodging though, because she was completely sideways. Her whole body,
Yeah.
because you split them. The bigger one was coming right at you, but she just kind of like turned her completely sideways to miss you, and it's that.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if she hit you or not.
Her leg, like you could see her snot.
Yeah. Well, she did a good job. You did a good job, and she did a good job because she turned her whole body like this, her whole neck part like this.
As soon as I saw the second one, I'm like, all I can do is split them. Because if I go that way, I'm going to hit the other one. I go that way, I'm going to hit that.
Yeah, you got lucky.
What's up, Iron Horse addicts? Here we are at KOOTENAI Falls and KOOTENAI Swinging Bridge. Believe it's in northern Montana. Anyways, just got done splitting 2 deers on the road, so it seemed like a good time to take a break. So can a fat guy make it out of here?
He's still down there.
Oh, I don't know. I'm worried about
No,
me.
no, this guy's bigger. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There's another guy that's pretty big.
This is about the time where Hitch and I were deciding whether or not it was worth it to go to the swinging bridge. Let's just say we're more excited about the ride than the hike. Here we are after our long, arduous hike. John treated us to root beer floats and hot dogs. What a big spender. Check it out. It's a big day for Iron Horse addicts. Placed our first sticker. Addicts, we entered Glacier National Park from the west entrance, which is just outside Kalispell, Montana. Those of you who have visited Glacier National Park are keenly aware of Going to the Sun Road. This stretch of pavement is definitely near the top of my list of the most scenic and beautiful places to ride in all of America. Seriously though, the mountain views are spectacular and seem to never end. The forests are thick and lush with green grass and bushes. The pavement follows a river that thunders over rocks and through the canyons. The breeze is cool and crisp, and the birds chirp as if they are performing for the travelers. There really is no better way to see America than on two wheels with the wind in your face. I was first introduced to Glacier National Park about 5 years ago and experienced Going to the Sun Road on my Sportster 1200T. To this day, whenever I tell the story about riding my Sportster from Arizona to Canada and back, people are flabbergasted that I made it. Those of you who know, Sportster isn't necessarily a cruiser, but at that time I had no idea. It was just a Harley and I was out for an adventure. I kind of feel bad for Hitch because this is his first time to Glacier National Park and experiencing Going to the Sun Road. Unfortunately, as you can see out there, it's hazy and it's difficult to see the peaks and the mountains beyond. The drought has really caused seriously dry conditions, and once again there's raging fires to the west of us. That last part where it was all burnt,
Yeah, is that what happened? It was all burnt? No.
it wasn't burnt last time.
Oh, when you came through?
It was really pretty too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because you had that, I don't know if you looked at the lake, it was trying to do that reflection.
Yeah, of the
It
stuff.
just couldn't because of the smoke.
Yeah.
But you had all this green around you to reflect the mountains. That fire just devastated it.
So that fire came since last time you came, now.
5 years ago.
It was beautiful up there. I just wish the haze of the smoke wasn't there.
It hurts it.
I know, you can't see like the mountains in the distance, you know.
Yeah.
It was good though, it's still nice, very nice looking. Hope you got some good videos from
So-
Kelly.
Dave Knorr's grandfather helped build that road.
Oh really?
Yeah. Can you imagine building that thing? Smile, John, you're on camera.
Yeah.
The viewers want to see how well you can wipe down the blue one, though.
No. You won't ever see that.
It's our off day, guys. That means it's time to give our motorcycles a bath. Freaking bugs everywhere. So this is what real bikers do on their day off. They go to the local laundromat and play pinball games. Why are we playing baseball when look what's right next to us? Road Kings. Nothing but the finest laundromat for Iron Horse addicts. What's up, Iron Horse addicts? I come to you this morning in a bit of a somber mood. We're looking at Hitch right here. We're in Billings, Montana, and it's his last ride on the Black Stallion. Fortunately, he's getting the bike he loves. Unfortunately, he's got to give up the one that has more creature comforts and frankly more storage space, which is important for me. Anyways, we're going to pick up a new bike. We'll show you guys the new bike here in a few minutes. Excited to see the new one. It's going to be a great one.
Peace and bye-bye. It's been a good 1,800 or 18,000 miles with this one. It's time to roll the new one.
Give it a hug.
We were young and unafraid, and the way we laid our bodies down.
Addicts, today's the day. This is the reason we came on this trip. This is why we're riding. We're on our way to see Beartooth Pass and ride the infamous Beartooth Highway. What's up, Iron Horse addicts? Here we are. There's Hitch. We are now at Beartooth Pass, the infamous Beartooth Pass. I believe we are in Wyoming now. We just passed out of Montana. Weather has been beautiful, low 60s, and there she is, the infamous Beartooth.
Driving down the boulevard at night, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go, I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight.
Addicts, the idea was to get the drone out and capture some spectacular footage of us riding the Beartooth Highway. Unfortunately, someone only brought one battery and also forgot to pack the charging cable. That would be me, and it didn't allow us enough power to get the drone in the air. However, we did spend some time taking some video of us riding the Beartooth Highway, and I think you'll enjoy it.
I didn't know till now. In a different part of town, I see new colors as the sun goes down. No, it doesn't even matter to me where I go, just feel I need to take a ride. I don't know when I'll get back, keep on going and relax tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do.
Our original plan was to continue on to Cook City, but as you can see, the construction held us up a little bit, and those clouds are quite ominous in the distance. Now, don't call us fair weather riders, but we didn't know if we would hit something that would hold us up, so we decided to turn around and head directly to Chief Joseph's Highway and on to CODY, Wyoming. Chief Joseph's Scenic Highway. You know, Chief Joseph was, right? The last chief of the Nez Perce tribe.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
Addicts, I'm going to go history nerd on you one more time. This highway, Chief Joseph Highway, is actually referring to Chief Joseph the Younger, who is the son of Chief Joseph the Elder. The difference between the two is Chief Joseph the Younger was more willing to negotiate with the U.S. soldiers that came through and was able to save many of his people's lives because he was unwilling to provoke or fight with them. This doesn't mean he was not a great warrior and was unwilling to fight. To the contrary, he was a very fierce warrior. However, he refused to put the lives of his people at risk unnecessarily and would not fight unless it was in the best interest of his people.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
You can't go no more. Can't you see her up there, Cody? I can see her through the blue.
What's up, Iron Horse addicts? Here we are, Yellowstone National Park. It's basically our last day of our 10-day ride. We got Yellowstone Park today, and then tomorrow morning really is just get up and head towards the trailer so we can load up and head home. It's been a great trip. We'll check in a couple times today, but this is the start of our Yellowstone trip. As some of you may know, Yellowstone National Park is the first ever national park in America and the world. It's a great place to explore the natural beauty that God created for all of us. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing all of the sights, regardless of the traffic. It was an absolutely beautiful day, a beautiful ride, and a fitting way to finish our journey. Addicts, as this ride comes to a close, I am reminded of what I said earlier. The purpose of this ride was to help me see my world from a different perspective. There are only a few things in life that can do that as effectively as getting out of the here and now and heading up into the mountains. You are physically taking yourself to new heights and an entirely new perspective. From these heights, you can see the world more clearly. The noise of the day-to-day is muted, and we have the clarity we need to make changes in our lives. This experience has been everything I needed. I have been reminded of how blessed I am. I have a wife who loves me, children who respect me, friends who support me, a career that gives me options, and health that allows me to live life to the fullest. This is the perspective I needed, and am so grateful I have it. My only hope is that each of you will soon take your own journey into the mountains.